welcome back to the Waifu Wars podcast. I am Adudu's overprotective sister, Jubidu.
And I just finished whipping up a nice batch of mystery meat soup, Silveroni.
Welcome back to the Waifu Wars podcast. We talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb. But not your waifu because she is Letty.
Sounds French.
I know, and you'd be surprised. It's not. You're like way off.
What is it?
Chinese.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Well, Chinese in parentheses simplified, according to Google. I wonder if Mandarin is the same. Chinese.
Pretty sure it's a completely different word.
Oh. Yeah. Well, the pronunciation is completely different. It's le se.
Oh yeah, that sounds more Chinese.
Now that sounds worse. Wow, how are you doing, Oni?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm alright. I had these little kids, man. They are something else. That 5-year-old child of mine. Well, he's not my child, but
yeah,
my nephew.
Unless you didn't tell me something for the past 5 years.
How could you imagine? Tony, there's a reason why I just have to randomly cancel. I was kind of raising a child in secret.
You did a good job keeping it secret.
Yeah, right, until now. My niece and nephew are here again for the weekend, doing what babies and children do, which is whine and complain. And by the way, and my mom is over it. Grandma is over it. She's like, oh my god, because now the 5-year-old keeps getting on her nerves. And it's not even like he's doing anything like super bad. Like, he's doing like some kind of bad things, but like it's a 5-year-old doing like typical 5-year-old shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna lock my kids up in a room and just like not have them touch anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. It kind of sounds like child abuse.
Yeah, I'll feed them.
Abuse-y.
I'll feed them. It's fine.
It's still borderline neglect. I'm pretty sure.
It's fine. They got nowhere to go. They're 5.
You are crazy. All right, let's get started with the podcast. Starting off with our new segment this week in anime. I'm a go first. According to Anime News Network, One Punch Man, the anime gets a 3rd season. Ooh. Yes, it was revealed on Thursday that the anime adaptation, oh, talking's great, it's going to have a 3rd season. How do we feel about I think we feel like we liked. Did we like we didn't care for? Is it we didn't care for the first one and then really like the second one?
No, it's the opposite.
We really liked the first one.
We liked the first one, and then the second one was kind of oof, and then yeah, like the animation budget took a dive, and the plot was just kind of like really weirdly paced. So yeah, the second season was kind of a miss, but I mean, I'm here for season 3. Hopefully better.
Yeah, looks like something's gonna happen. I hope. But yeah, very excited for it. All the same. And yeah, that's basically it. Oni, what do you got for me?
I also have some very light news. Basically, interest article. Zion Williamson, who is a famous NBA player, I guess, because I don't watch the NBA. But anyway, he's a basketball player. And he says that around 80% of NBA players are into anime. His exact quote is, around 80% of players in the league are into anime, but they just won't admit it. And he himself is a huge anime fan. He has like I think there's like an autographed picture of himself as a Naruto character done by Kishimoto himself. So that's pretty dope. He also went to Comic-Con San Diego, dressed up as a Hokage. So he's really into Naruto. So I know Drew loves him and is gonna be his best friend.
You know what? He likes anime. I'll let it go. You're a famous dude who likes anime. I'll let it go. Sure, you got it.
So yeah, he's just out here saying that a lot of people are in anime, which I guess makes sense because obviously a lot of the NBA players are young, and I just think it's really reflective of that, like younger people.
He's only 22.
Yeah, and it's just like a lot of young people are in anime nowadays, and I think that's pretty dope. You can be an NBA player and still you can make the big bucks and still be into anime.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them should fund a new series for Fate or something.
Okay. Something useful instead of just liking Believe It.
Hope he's a Hinata fan. At the very least. That is the only stipulation I have. If you are a Naruto fan, you have to be a Hinata fan. I don't like
that is not how that works. That is not how that works in any shape, form, fashion, etc. No, because the majority of people do not care for Hinata.
That is not true. She won. Originally Sakura was gonna win, but then he made Hinata win because all the fans would flipped out if Sakura won.
Well, duh. That's like, cause that just wouldn't even make sense.
I'm pretty sure Hinata tops the fan polls in Naruto a lot, or at least she did in the original Naruto and Shippuden. I don't know about Boruto or whatever. But she, in the original series, she was like the best girl by far. And that's only because all the other girls didn't have much screen time. So it was just like between her and Sakura. And that's not not much of a competition.
There's so many. I really hate that there's so many like gay men who like stand for Sakura. And I'm like,
what is there to stand for? She's just...
Right. Like, I really can just...
Man, Orihime is more compelling than Sakura is.
It took me a second. I'm like, Orihime, but I guess
other Bleach character,
right? Other Sakura character from Bleach, right? Who's Orihime is better.
It's sad. See, for as much as people shit on Fairy Tail actually did do the female main character. Yeah, literally, I'll take Lucy over any of these.
Yes,
other shonen females.
And not nearly as much misogyny involved. Wow, it's like, Sakura. Whoa, what? They're women stronger than men? What? Like,
even when women in Naruto had the same abilities as men, they were still like way weaker, like the Byakugan.
People keep saying, oh, but Sakura beat the sand dude. 2 women beat 1 man.
And he was like the weakest of the fucking Akatsuki.
He was one of the weaker ones.
He was like the Akatsuki fucking water boy.
Oh, God. So yeah.
Anyway, that's the news.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get into it. Now that we're done with the news, it's time for our weekly reviews, and we are going to start off with Made in the Abyss. I feel like this might be my episode of the week.
Yes, it is, but we have to cover 2 episodes.
Yeah. All right, well, let's start with episode 6.
Yeah. This is...
I totally forgot that. Yeah, I forgot
we took a week off, so it's a little bit of an extended coverage.
Yay! As he says as he cries inside. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Oh my god. Like, this is a thing, and I'm going to be looking for my notes for it. But start us off. Jog my memory.
So, episode 6, basically, we got to see a lot of Rico actually doing Rico stuff and helping the village fight a, whatchamacallit, horde of weird
that
jelly
giant
shit.
Jelly acid monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was... like most things, terrifying. Like most things in Made in Abyss.
Yeah, it was absolutely... again, why are we here? Like, I would have killed myself 2 layers ago if I was in this world.
I would still be on the surface.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's nice and safe.
But yeah, I like seeing Rico actually, like, it amazes me that she can be this smart and also this dumb at the same time.
Right.
Because she'll figure out ways to, like, kill the giant jelly monster and be like, oh yes, it was floating, which means that it must be lighter than air. So if I just put a current of fire underneath and blah, blah, and like come up with this whole sophisticated plan, but then also she'll do dumb shit like, I don't know, try to trade her eyes and organs for Nanachi.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it was a good episode. How they just all came together to band together to take on this giant monster. The way I was like, no, Ma.
Oh yeah,
for
Ma.
like the fifth time, Ma.
Ma,
No.
Ma's averaging like 2 deaths per episode.
Right. No, you and your weirdly shaped butt. No.
I like that Ma
Right.
doesn't even speak their language. She just says Ma. Like, she's just like a Pokemon.
Ma is the first Pokemon.
It's actually a prequel to Pokemon. Then you get to the bottom of the abyss and it's just a Pikachu there.
It's a Pikachu and Arceus. I forgot that white whistle. Has that been the first time she used that?
Yeah, so that was the first time she used it. I like speaking of white whistle, I like how we had to throw like every episode just has to have that one gratuitous thing that they throw in. And it was that, in this case, the guy who makes the white whistles apparently just gets off to making them.
Is that why I wrote in my notes? I wrote a question. I said, "Why did the hollow climax?" Is that what I was referring to?
Yes. She was like talking to Rico, but yes, I made the white whistle, blah blah. And then she left. And he's like, "Yes, and I fucking came." Right?
Yes, I remember. Yes. He was like, "Yes, this was very arousing. It was very arousing to make this for you." I was like, "What the fuck?"
no
why?
purpose in the plot or anything. It was literally unnecessary information.
Sick.
Super unnecessary information.
Yo, he is so sick. Oh my god. Listen. Remember that conversation we were talking about therapy? Yeah, we need to send him that clip of that girl yelling at men at therapy because he needs to hear it. He needs to hear the not nice version. Mm-hmm. I'm tired. Oh my god. Oh, but yes, with the arousing white whistle, Reg turns Super Saiyan.
Yeah, we got Super Saiyan Reg.
Super Saiyan Reg, and helps defeat the monster. Everyone's like, yay, we beat the monster, yay, it's all cool. And then at the end of it, Veuko's like, it's time to spill the tea. Which leads us into episode 7, which is my episode of the week for this week.
Same.
Where she kind of just goes into the past and they basically kind of explain what happened.
Yeah, we were due for a depression episode, so seems about right.
Here we go. Right?
This is the Maiden Abyss I know.
Yep. So basically, we go into the history of how the village was founded, and basically they were like, well, we can't go back up. And we kind of can't go forward, so fuck it.
We live here now.
Yeah. Apparently, Irum, I forget her full name. I just call him Irum because I'm not.
I think it's like Irumui or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. I call her Irum.
It's way too long of a name.
Right. She can read and write, and then we realize that the language that I guess kind of works there is directly like linked to her village. You know, we realize that a lot of things about her village and potentially her existence are linked to this layer. And then of course you get her terrible background story where apparently her mom has a lot of kids. But then they find out that she's barren, which I'm like, she's only like 5 or 6. How do we know this?
Yeah, you know what Maiden Abyss does a lot of like, it does well is leaving you like giving you bits of information through implication, where it's like it doesn't say exactly how they know she's there, but like it leaves up to your imagination of how they would know that, and I'm like, ugh, gross.
I'm gonna assume it's some type of. They did some type of ceremony, or her mom just kind of checked her and was like,
"Sure, that sounds exactly like something that would not happen in me."
I don't care. That's my story. I'm going with it because whatever the alternatives, I'm not even entertaining
exactly.
That. Also, are they implying that Veuko is a hoe?
So I actually somebody on Discord DM'd me this, and yes, I love getting DMs from you guys and stuff like that, like clarify stuff. Just don't spoil me on anything. This wasn't a spoiler, but they did clarify that they skipped one little scene in the manga in this episode where yes, Veuko is a hoe. she goes around getting it in.
So like. Did she fuck like the two dudes?
No, she fucks the women.
Oh.
I think she fucked the blue hair chick.
You know, and at that first, that's exactly where my mind went to. Was that blue girl who kept coming bursting in, like, "Huh, you real friendly with this one." And now we know why.
Yes.
Mystery solved. Oh yes. Oh.
Kind of sad they skipped that now.
Right, me too. You know,
we need
I
that
love my lesbians.
Character development.
Hey, Bowen can argue she got plenty this episode. So they continue settling. They meet a cute bunny turtle.
I knew it immediately. That thing was dead.
Immediately they're like, "No, we're gonna spare this monster." Monster just says yoink and just eats it. And then they're like, "Well, it's dead, but you can wear its bones around you." And
that's like, almost like having it, right?
Right. It's still a part of you. ... Oh my gosh. But then everyone eventually starts shitting and melting.
Yeah, bad case of the diarrheas, which, you know, I am on some level I can relate to recently, but you know, not that bad.
I also could relate to it, and bitch, I think it felt that bad. I wasn't transforming.
Did you have some of that parasite war? Did we accidentally go to the 6th layer instead of Otacon?
I went to the 6th layer before Otacon. Yeah. And now I have a gut-eating waifu virus.
I hated
that's the title of the anime, by the way.
Eating waifu virus, yes. They I hate that Veuko had to touch it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and you're
girl,
like,
come on.
Let me just scoop it up. And I'm just like, yeah. I was just like, yeah.
And then she's immediately like, "Oh, this could be contagious." I'm like, "All right, so why are you touching it with your bare hands?"
Like, so gross, just so. And then they start transforming, and some people just straight up died. Like. I think maybe because I think they died because they touched the egg.
Yeah, so
the cradle of desire.
There's like a wealth of ways you could just suffer and die in this. Like, do you want to turn into a tree thing? Do you want to just touch the egg and die? You want to die from dehydration and shitting yourself?
Right? You got options, girl. You got options. So yeah. There's the Cradle of Desire, which is a wish-granting egg, and they're like, you know what the interference units were like, you know what you should do? You should give this to a child. Humans are guaranteed to die, but you know, you can give it to humans. I'm sure nothing could go wrong from that.
Interference units just trolling them, like, yeah, bro, just give this to a kid.
Just give it to a kid. They'll be probably fine-ish. And then they're like, Idum, you can have the egg. And here's the part where they fucked up. But besides obviously giving it to a child. They just gave it to Idum and left. Not, hey, Idum, you should wish that we're all better.
Yeah.
You know, you should wish for a cure to this disease. You should wish for immunity from whatever is happening to us in general. Immunity from the curse, even.
Yeah.
No. This bitch is like, I want to give birth.
Be like, we're all suffering and dying, and you give me the egg. I'm like, I'll make the wish. I just really want a Big Mac. Sorry. It was the only thing on my mind.
One could argue that the Big Mac could have been a better wish, because then all she does is give birth, which is a horrible part. Oh my god, it was just like, at this point, I started to dissociate in general, because I just had to at this point, because this 7-year-old who morphed into some kind of hollow monster is starting to give birth to random sacks of organic matter, essentially. And I call them that because they have no internal organs and can't eat or drink, so they just literally die within a day.
Basically, she's basically just like stillbirthing constantly. Like, here's a baby, oh, it's dead. Oh, here's a baby, oh, it's dead.
No, see, I want to use the word stillbirth, but stillbirth means it's dead on arrival. These are actually born alive and then they die, which is somehow
worse.
Worse, right? Because it had to be worse somehow.
Yeah, I feel like this is the darkest anime. I don't know. I'm just gonna go on the limb. This is I don't think any other anime can really like capture suffering and darkness the way this does.
It really doesn't, because it's like, even Higurashi does it in a way where it's like it's so gory and obscene that it's borderline funny if you're really fucked up like us. There's like no humor.
This is just darkness for the sake of, like, it's darkness everywhere. There's no comedy in it.
Dark and sad, and like like Waifu becomes sick herself, and she's like, oh, pats her butt, and for some reason, like, as if she needs to pat her butt to know she shit herself. If you shit yourself,
I'm definitely shitting myself.
Like, yeah,
I'm beginning to think that Waifu just likes to touch poop. Maybe that's just her thing.
Probably. And then all hope is lost, and then she wakes up and she's feeling better. And the gag is, we see that the prophet dude clearly did something, fed her something, and it's like, I'm so mortified because I don't know if they're eating the dead fetuses or if they just hacked up Irum and fed it to her.
Yeah,
fed her.
I'm not 100% sure on either. I'm leaning towards the babies only because that would somehow be worse, and it'd be like, oh, so you're just gonna keep forcing her to like reproduce these babies so that you can eat them. I feel like that'd be a worse fate than just killing her and eating her.
I mean, they're both
horrific. Terrible. I mean, at this point, we're splitting hairs over the horrific fate of this 7-year-old girl.
I hate both. I hate both equally.
But either way, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. You know, I'm so happy we can get this anime out of the way.
Yeah, I'm glad this was
so
first.
We can just get depression out the way and go and literally listen to anything else. Yeah, let's move on to Overlord.
Yay! happy thoughts. Happy thoughts.
Oh my god. So Overlord, episode 6 and 7. Essentially, Ainz meets the dwarves, and he's like, "Hey, dwarves, I'll help y'all. I'll even recover your city, but you got to give me all your runesmiths." And they were like, "Whoa!" And even though they agreed, I love how after the meeting, they like all started freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, no, guy's so fucking terrible!
I almost threw up. Oh my god! Oh.
God, I'm shitting myself, and Veuko's on her way to smell it."
It does look like they can be right across from the 6th layer. They're on the ground. Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have a choice. It's like, do we work with this demon skeleton dude and give him our rune smiths, or do we just die to a bunch of werewolves?
Basically. So obviously they picked the smart thing, came up with Ainz. Ainz sends some Death Knights after them who see to hack and slash these poor puppies up. But yeah. No, I think he defends them first. Then he talks. Then the council agrees. And the gag when he talks to the rune crafters, one in particular is like, "Okay, but like, can we steal something from the vault?"
Yeah,
that was great.
They're not gonna use it.
He's like, "Oh, but stealing from the treasury." He's like, "Yeah, them hoes ain't gonna use it. They just cast us aside." Excuse me. Yeah, that was interesting how they were in their feelings about essentially being so useless that they can be quote unquote sold to Ainz like that. Ainz is like, "You're not useless because I'm buying you."
Yeah, I kind of feel like that was like a sweet moment, where he's like, "I will make your dreams come true, even if you're discarded by your fellow dwarves or whatever."
Exactly. So I was like, that was really nice of Ainz. Yeah, and it's literally just Ainz, Shaltier, and who's the twin again? I forget
Aura.
her name. Aura?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Aura. They just all proceed to take back the capital. Just the 3 of them. They're like, "Don't you need more?" They're like, "Nah."
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, nah. We're good.
Yes, which leads us to episode 7. Where the wolf leader is like, well, I had this plan. I'm gonna pit the dragons against Ainz, and they're just gonna fight each other.
It's sad that this plan would actually be good against literally anyone else.
Anyone, yep. This would have been a great plan. Fantastic, 10 out of 10. But yeah, did not end up working out that way, and the dragons were like, we're such hot pussy. I will say, and I know it's kind of the theme of the whole anime in general. It was just kind of like, I wish the dragons put more of a fight.
Oh yeah, it was very anticlimactic just watching the just because the concept behind them is really cool. Like, I like that they live in a castle and shit, and he's supposed to be like the Grand King Frost Dragon.
Right.
Even if they were weaker than Ainz, I would have liked it if there was more tension as opposed to just Ainz one-shotting every dragon that opposed to.
Yeah, that was. He's like, I'm a big dragon. Grasp heart. like insta death. Literally insta death. The spell.
I would have liked if it was more like, oh, let's do some more little politicking and see if we can work a way around this. But I guess it makes sense because the dragons wouldn't want to fucking deal with him, and Ainz doesn't have any benefit from dealing with these dragons. And also, he just wants dragon corpses, apparently.
Yes. Oh man, the disappointment when he couldn't kill those 3 dragons because they're all like, we're all his mom. You all raised him.
Yeah, and he comes out the vault and he's just like, I really wish it was another dragon I could kill. And that one dragon's like, this is unacceptable. And I'm just like, oh fuck yes, I can kill him.
He's like, perfect.
Yes, come.
He's like, then fight me. And he's like, I will. And he's like, you won't. And kills him. Yeah. It was almost borderline Mimi. Speaking of Mimi, which I'm like, the whole Shaltier subjugating the Kogoas.
Her killing thousands of them. Did you not like
I had so
Dynasty
much-
Warriors Overlord?
I would like it if its graphics were as good as Dynasty Warriors, maybe. I'm just like, guys, I thought we left the shitty CGI in season 3. I thought we left it behind, guys.
To be fair, I don't think they would have been able to animate that really well. Like, it'd be hard to animate like 1,000 wolves fighting one.
It's Madhouse. Like, I'm not even saying, because you didn't even have to animate all of it. I just wanted to see some cool fighting. But I didn't see that. It was just like the same animation and just dead CGI wolves flying everywhere, which you definitely, because they kept repeating the same animation, you definitely.
I will say they should have lingered on it, like that one scene, like at one point, which is literally like the camera was stuck on Shoutier doing like it was like a GIF. It was like her just doing the same motion over and over,
and like and then them flying,
it was like recycling the
again.
same 2 frames of animation.
And then he says something and sends more of them to die, and then it's like they repeat the same GIF.
Like, yeah, if you're gonna be cheap with the animation here, which I don't mind, but like if you are gonna do that, don't like linger on the scene and like show different angles of the same 2 frames of animation.
Like, I don't know, it was kind of nah. Didn't love it. I'm happy Shoutier gets her her sense of redemption.
Yes, after all this time, apparently.
Yes.
I killed a bunch of wolves. Love me.
And he's like, sure, Shoutier. Like we were fine since like season 3.
I did like how yet again people misinterpret Ainz, like his little. He didn't realize the Death Knight just fell off a cliff, and
right.
But then they did, and like, oh yes, you didn't tell us because you wanted us to find out for ourselves. And he's like, yeah, sure, right. Praise be.
He's like, and then he's like, okay, but deadass, I just might be wrong. I just might be wrong. And they're like, what? They're like, I know. You know. I can't even. She said, I can't fathom that, but okay.
And then the episode ends off like perfectly with Demiurge showing up and them talking to Ainz about their plans, and he just starts laughing, and then Ainz just starts laughing, and he's like, "The fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we laughing about?"
Right, yeah, that part was hilarious. I love that. He's like, the fuck. He's like, what do you understand?
Yeah, what are you understanding?
Like,
I just said a bunch of vague stuff. What are you talking about?
Oh god, that was funny. Man, so far
it's better than season 3. I'll put it that way. Actually, you know what?
That's not saying much.
Well, season 3 had that one good arc. It had the
it had the whole setup with the crazy girl, and
yeah,
it's okay. It's just and honestly, I could say this applies to like this week's episodes in general. I was very underwhelmed in general.
I will say everything. There were 2 shows, I think, other than Made in Abyss, that had good episodes, like really outstanding episodes.
I guess we're about to argue about that.
Well, wait, let me think. At least one.
Okay. I'm interested in seeing which one it is.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. It's
right.
definitely not this next one, that's
yeah. Speaking of, we are moving on to The Devil's a Part-Timer, Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6?
Sure. Is it 5 and 6? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
Yeah. So they not only have to evacuate the building, the restaurant closes, and they're like, "Oh shit, we finna be poor." All this crazy stuff just for the landlady to be like, "Hey, have a beach episode."
Pretty much. We want an excuse to have a beach episode, so you guys go over to the beach.
Right. Excuse me. Not much to say. They meet this woman named Amane who's like
super hot.
Yeah. She is so my type.
I'm like, can you replace
And I am
Amelia?
Oh, please, she's not going to.
I
but
know,
please.
I know.
Oh my god, so hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like the episodes is kind of like them restoring the shack, which was a complete dump.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, by the way, well, you know, they were getting paid. I feel like they were getting paid like a lot of money. I forgot how much money they said they were getting paid.
It was like 100,000 yen. No, it wasn't that much. It was like, was it 100? I think it was like $100 basically. So like 10,000 yen.
$100 per what?
Per day.
Not per what? Girl, I mean, yeah, I feel like I guess that's okay. Yeah, that is good.
Rent is cheaper in Japan. Actually, I was watching somebody talk about like rent and stuff in Japan, and apparently, depending on where you live, like if you live in those side areas, like rent can be as cheap as like 500 yen. Like it's really fucking cheap for rent.
Jesus.
Like it is super, or not 500, 5,000. But yeah, it's super fucking cheap. So that's why like it doesn't translate that well. Because we'd be like $100 a day. That's like nothing.
I
mean, in New York, that's not.
I feel like a lot of people do not make $100 a day at work.
Yeah, and they usually also have a side hustle and or live with somebody else.
Right, right. They do. Most people do not make $100 a day. That's actually pretty good money. I was saying like that initial day was what a dump it was. I'm like, okay, this is where the 100 day is coming from this one.
From this one day of work.
Right. Because after that, everything else is like whatever. Like that's just, you know, retail or food service shit. But then the next episode, the next episode was very funny because I felt like I kept getting bamboozled.
By what? The obvious twist?
I mean, by the time all the monsters kept coming out of the fog and be like, I'm the monster from the fog. Oh god. Oh no, I'm not the monster responsible for this. I'm just
a victim.
Got my ass beat.
Yeah.
And then the second monster comes out. No, I too am monster got my ass beat. And then he meets his strategist. What's his name? Cameo?
Yeah, Cameo. Bird Boy.
Yes. And then they're like, oh, a human did this to us. I'm like, gee, who is the only human on this beach?
Who's the only other character in this area, in this arc right now?
Right. And they're like, oh, she just said she was going home. She just said she was going somewhere. Somewhere, TM. So yeah, they were not really even. It's like they weren't even trying to hide it.
Yeah, she kind of
which
strong.
Was like, huh?
I said she's kind of strong. She's gonna probably fuck up her.
Strong. I wish you could see them fight in person.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of action scene once she finds out that he's like literally the devil.
Nah, I should probably be okay with it. But yeah, that was. Oh, excuse me. They didn't even like bother like trying to hide the obvious plot twist. I mean, Cameo was entertaining, I guess. I'm fine with him existing.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, the episode itself was just kind of like very generic. Just like watch them clean this house and also do the generic summer anime beach thing where they sell yakisoba and drinks. I was like, Didn't really do anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, essentially. I will say the only interesting thing was Lucifer's conversation with Amelia.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
About Ova.
Mm.
And his intent to use him as potential bargaining chips to ascertain sainthood or just becoming an angel outright. So that was cool, even though I totally forgot who this Ova person is.
Yeah, I forgot so much about season 1.
I mean, they only came out like a decade ago.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Why is it that anime that need recaps never have them?
Never.
Like this fucking Attack on Titan, things like that really, really need recaps will never have them.
Never. And I'm always like, who's this person? So yeah, not much happened in the span of these 2 episodes. Just stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll build up to like the last part of the arc.
Yeah. Alright, up next we have Jashin-chan Dropkick X. Which, girl,
Were you pleased by the lack of Jashin murders in these last episodes?
I'm so over it. Like, not only that, they somehow said, let's get even more boring.
Yeah.
And they did the one thing. And wait, there was another anime.
Uzaki. I was literally gonna bring it up.
Yes, where they went to this other island or this random place, and it felt like these 2 episodes were sponsored by.
Yeah, these were legit just sponsored episodes, and it felt like I was watching the Travel Channel or something, like a Jashin themed Travel Channel episode or show.
And I wouldn't have minded that. I just needed more murder. That's it. I just needed her to die. I'm about to watch the first season again.
I want the murder, but I also want some witty comedy. Like, it's not even like I can deal without the murder if there's like a good comedy to compensate.
I need murder.
but there's no good comedy. Like, there's not even fourth wall breaking or anything. It's just like
it's become very slice of life.
That's defamatory because there's better slice of life. This is just literally the Travel Channel. This is like, because the characters aren't even interacting with each other. It's just like Jashin walks from place to place. There's like some minor event going on, and
they try a lot of food that's
they eat a lot.
Only that's local. Like, wow, look at this food that's specifically only available on this region in this place. Wow, it's so good. It's so delicious. I love it.
Yes.
Next scene.
Next scene that's completely unrelated and also just about food or something.
Right. Like, they literally went on this fucking spiel about bread. Girl, fuck your bread.
I don't know why they do these things. I mean, I know why. It's because they probably sponsor them, and it's like, oh yes, we need the money. So, but
right, that is true. Wasn't Josh Chan like group fund? Like,
yeah, it was crowdfunding. But like, if you're gonna do that,
yeah.
I want you to like go hand with it. Like, make it self-aware. Like, oh, it's time for the sponsored episode, and then you like have fun with it or something.
They do
like they do that with every stuff. Yeah, they do it with all the other stuff that they do. Like, we're gonna purposely take this thing and turn it on its head and be funny with it. And then like to blend our ideas together, like, why don't you have like a murder tour where Jashin dies in different areas or something? Like, they're talking about the food while they're killing Jashin or something. Jashin-chan. Like, I'd watch that.
Like the cows trample her.
Yeah, like there's a stampede or something. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't, because it's like, oh, we don't want our product associated with like gore. But
well, then, bitch, go find another anime.
Yeah, exactly. go the Devil's a part-timer.
They're selfish. Your shit's not even gonna work, because all people are gonna glean from that is like, wow, this episode sucked. Yeah, I'm really. I was very disappointed.
I was extremely disappointed
by both episodes.
I'm hoping that this is like the end of it, and I hope it's not like the rest of the season. It's just like time for the sponsored episode.
I hope not. I mean, like, bro, I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm starving for old Jashin-chan, please.
I'm literally about to go back to season 1, or it's safe.
We'll just. What if we go back to season 1 and we just cover those episodes? You think anybody will notice the difference? Today on Jashin-chan.
Right. We'll see. All right, let's move on to Utawarerumono Season 2. Episodes 8 and 9.
So this is one of the shows I was saying had a good. I wouldn't say both of the episodes were good. Episode 8 was good.
Yeah.
9 was kind of just like, take it or leave it. But it had a really hot girl in it, so points for that.
Yeah, episode 9 was that. I feel like they're like, now that the gang's back together, we're gonna slowly go back to the whole we're just chilling.
We out here chilling
until like the last 4 episodes where shit hits the fan. Everyone's like crying and dying and shit.
Just sudden chaos happens.
Yes. I just love in episode 8 how Kwan just comes back and she's like, "Hey guys, I'm back." Like as if she didn't just like beat Andrew within an inch of her life.
Like, hey guys, wild seeing you here. I like that they were like bragging about it in front of her too. Like, oh, you should have been here 2 minutes ago when that other woman was here. We beat the fuck out of her.
She's like, oh, did you know? Like, oh my god, I can't. When Kwan and Haku get found out, oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be. That's one of the main reasons why. Even though I know it's about to be where we're gonna enter the lull of this season, I feel like that payoff is gonna be so worth it.
It is.
They've been all this time and all this bonding, and they're gonna feel so betrayed.
Well, I'm pretty sure Kwan knows Taku at this point. Like she was like Kwan totally trolling him.
Kwan knows, but everyone else
yeah.
is going to lose their shit.
I like how the twins are trying to stop her from seeing Haku. Like, no, he's asleep. You can't come in here right now. And she's like, no, I can go wherever I want.
Right. And then for some reason, Atui is just like, "Kwan, fight me." And they actually do have a decent fight scene where they actually fight. I was like, damn, was Kwan always this like strong?
I mean, did she ever fight in the first season? I don't remember.
Right. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, another show. Well, did they have a recap? I don't remember. I don't think the show had a recap either.
No, it also did not have a recap.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they have a proper brawl where they fight each other. And apparently, they're evenly matched.
I still think Kwan was holding back a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like Kwan just wasn't trying to kill her.
Yeah, like, let me not murder my friend.
Right.
One interesting thing is that Haku, is getting stronger because he's just like, why am I seeing this fight in slow motion? They're so slow.
Yeah. They're like, oh, these two are so strong. I mean, slow. Yeah, definitely for sure. Let's see. Munechika is reunited with the princess. I also can't remember if she is from season 1. I feel like she is.
Yeah, she is.
And everything's all cute and happy. And then at the end, I put Nekone and Kwan's touching scene. That, where she's like doing her hair and brushing it, and she's like, "No, don't leave me. I don't care. You're gonna go and just get a hair tie. Don't leave."
Yeah.
I'm clearly traumatized by everyone leaving and dying. Everyone's leaving and dying, please. But yeah, that was really sweet. Yeah, and then by the end of the episode, they want to go to Kujiri, or whatever the fuck that is. Basically, Aruru's homeland, to strengthen their alliance. Which leads us to the next episode, where they go to said village.
Yes.
The father is very overbearing. I'm not gonna lie. If he's just maybe like a smidge bit younger, he might just be my type.
Well, that's why you go for his son.
A lot less my type, but it's like, okay, a consolation prize.
Well.
I want them big bada titties. um, yeah, our relationship with father is really cute, and then the brother is like, hey, and they both, you could tell they're very much, they both very much love, not Anju, Aruru,
Mm-hmm.
and in a very healthy way, which surprised me. I'm like, oh wow, they're super okay with their, the princess staying with Anju and helping her, da da da. And then here comes this bitch.
Hey. I
Dudu's
think you
sister.
mean best girl in this episode.
This bitch.
This unbelievably hot, wasted character design because she's never going to appear again, probably.
Yeah. I will say the design was everything. She was a total baddie. But this bitch. Sheesh. That's her name. Why can't you just pick a normal name like Suzuka?
No, sheesh.
Yeah, that wasn't me just making a noise, guys. That's her actual name, Sheesh. Who, even though she looks kind of similar to Ruru, except obviously much hotter.
Yeah, with the small difference of her being way hotter.
Yeah, but she is clearly very different. To the point where I'm just like, is this place a matriarchy or?
Yeah, why are your brother and father so weak and you're so like crazy strong compared to them?
Like they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And she's like, no, you must stay.
Mm-hmm.
You must stay. And literally everyone's like, no, she can come. Like it's her choice. She's grown. It's her choice. She wants to be here. We want to have her. And then she's like, no, I want her still. And we're just like, all right. So it's like
Yandere for her sis, you know how
yes.
it is.
Like they had like the feast, and then they had like the little heart to heart, where she's like, she walks to everyone. She's like, please let my sis stay here, and they're like, it's not our choice. She's a grown ass woman.
Mm-hmm.
Please. And then, like she said that to Anju, and then she does that to Haku, who's also like, she is also grown and wants to be there. Like, and then she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna beat you guys up. I'm just gonna attempt to fight for her to.
I will literally
here.
fight against the queen and start like a international conflict for this.
Right. Like, hello. So yeah, that was wild. And then starts the whole fight, which, once again, an okay fight scene.
Yeah.
Which Haku,
I liked her
how
umbrella.
strong he is now.
Her umbrella was cool.
Their fight was just them taking out more and more weapons. More weapons. He's like, here's my sword. Here's my umbrella. And she's like, okay, and now here's my. I feel like she
has a sword too.
Yeah, she's like, now here's my sword, and he's like, well, now here's my fan. Like that was slightly funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
She obviously loses, and then she's like, all right, goodbye, sister. I'm leaving forever. They have that moment where they hug each other, and I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I will say I'm fine with this only because, of all the characters in this group, I feel like Uru is like the least interesting. So I don't mind if they do her backstory thing in like one episode and kind of wrap it up. I'm like, oh, okay, good. She got her little character episode. All right, now move on to somebody more interesting.
Yeah. Also, did she always like have feelings for Haku? Like, because it sounded like she was like in love with Haku.
I'm pretty sure everyone's in love with Haku. It's like a harem. It's like they all want to fuck Haku. I'm pretty sure.
Right, except for Nekone.
Mm-hmm. She just wants brother.
Right, she's like,
she wants the brother zone.
Right, exactly. No, I just want to be my brother. Brothers and boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up next, we have RWBY season 2. Nope, just RWBY. Episodes. Excuse me. 7 and 8.
All right, so this is the only other show that I think would have been contender for episode of the week for me. I kind of like both these episodes, Even though I do still have the same complaint that it's like, all right, we're still in the same fucking dream.
Episode 7 was, I will admit, episode 7 was that girl. Which is why I was disappointed that because of my tongue injury, I couldn't record because I really wanted to talk about.
Yo, episode 7 had like a banger song in it too. I was like, woof. I gotta find that song somewhere.
That was. It was just shenanigans. Like
it was good shaft. It was like wild, wacky, crazy shit happening.
Yeah, very fun episode. John goes to silly jail. Well, actually, when they arrive there, everything's normal, and John just ends up with a sword that he can't use, which means Weiss thinks he's just
useless.
Incapable of, right. And this time they save Weiss's train and let them in. And yeah, Weiss lets them in. And that's how they sneak inside. He ends up going to silly jail, but apparently it's like the best show ever. Like they got everything you could
they got
ever
like
want.
a circus, carnival, they got
I'm
like
candy. Put me in there. Can I go to silly? I am silly as hell. Yo. Put me in there.
Yeah, especially since outside of silly jail, it seems like all you're doing is fucking working in like a slave factory. So,
right, you want me to sing Nya forever? Got you, girl. Just keep me fed and happy. If you get along to have sex in there,
perfect. I mean, Pyrrha is there, so there we go.
What?
Pyrrha's there, so there you go.
Yeah, and the other guy whose name I forget, he is there.
Oh yeah,
the one with the black hair. Yeah, he's hot. Anyways,
we're both headed to silly jail.
I think the Chibi. I don't know where the Chibi Weisses were exactly. Were they also in the silly jail?
Yeah, they were. I think everything was just in the silly jail. Like all the stuff that happened was just in the silly jail.
Right. Her repressed, which is kind of sad. Like her repressed emotions about her holding on to her childhood. All that's in the silly jail, and then they just let all that shit out, and and apparently it starts. This is where it gets hilarious. So they let all the Chibi Weisses out, and then they start affecting the drones and the robots, even the big Nicholas statue, and it just becomes pure chaos, and everyone's just like, "Nah, I want to kiss boys and stay up late and eat chocolate and have fun and go shopping." Like they're doing a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I do like the whole symbolism of the just like her world is constructed. Like first off, like when they first appeared, Ruby had to break in versus the second time in episode 7 she actually gets let in by Weiss. Or like the silly jail being like the repression of all her emotions. Like all the way they just like interweave symbolism into the design of the world itself is very Shaft. It's a very Shaft thing, and I like it. Yeah,
very. That the construction of her dream world is very well done. The construction as well as the execution. What was? And then they had a special shout to Attack on Titan where they grew. I guess I forget why they grew in size.
Was that explained? I don't know.
I don't remember. They eventually got super big, and they literally started looking like it looked like a scene from Attack on Titan, but like I guess if you just modded it and put it with a bunch of like cute girls, cute Chibi Weisses,
somehow make it even better.
First of all, not all of y'all calling her Fat Weiss.
She was Fat Weiss, though.
She is not Fat Weiss. She is tall Weiss. She is big Weiss. She is Titan Weiss. Not y'all fat shaming Weiss just because her chibi version just grew 20 feet tall. No. I will let you fat shame her.
No worry, Weiss is still best girl.
Yes. Chibi or tall. Then episode 8 comes and she's like, time for no fun.
That's why I liked it, because we got bad bitch Weiss. That like we go to immediately seeing Weiss in her cool ass sunglasses and cape and shit, just fucking up all the other Weisses.
Yeah, that is true, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little redundant for me. Like, yes, you get it. Your sword shoots out pretty colors, and you're basically, at this point, you're basically just a magical girl from Madoka.
Pretty much. Magical,
that's all it was giving me.
Magical fascist Weiss.
Oh, that scene where John runs into her and she's like, just give it up now. And he's like, no, I won't. And it cuts to him just
throwing
landing
in jail.
silly jail. And then she says just throw everyone to silly jail.
One twist I did like is the whole RWBY herself getting infected with the Grim thing. And like going into Inception mode. Now we're getting a dream within a dream.
Yeah, the twist of her falling asleep inside the dream, that gagged me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, was it a twist that she got pricked by it? No, because they warned her, and the moment they said, "Hey, remember, don't touch it," I'm like, someone's gonna touch it, and it's definitely gonna be RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. Look at God.
I did like how they put it up to like she wakes up alone, and then they all walk in clapping like. It was simultaneously funny and creepy at the same time.
Right, it's just the four of them just start clapping. More people start clapping. I think we joked that like at some point, like the giant big Nicholas mech would just rip off the building and also start clapping.
When the mechs came in, like the robots and shit, like,
the robots came in,
the mini Weisses.
So they all started clapping. I'm like. Now I was like, now, girl, you know this is not a good thing. Yeah. And then she realized, like, all right. Then the clapping stopped, and they all turned to dolls.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, girl, this may not be real.
So that sucks. I mean, like, it's one thing to have to save Weiss. Now you got to save Weiss and RWBY.
Yeah,
good luck with that.
I'm pretty sure this is just how the rest of the season's gonna go, which kind of is like, meh.
I'm pretty sure. My prediction is. Jean is gonna somehow save RWBY, like he's gonna incept into her within the dream, and then she'll be easily saved because I don't think she's as crazy as Weiss, so she probably won't have some kind of like super mind palace.
Right. Yeah, it'll just be like, when people think I'm a good leader,
and they'll be like, you're a good leader.
He's like, you're a good leader. I'm like, yeah, it's worse. You could be me. I suck.
Exactly. And then she'll be like, you're right. I could be you, and that would suck. All right. Thanks for cheering me up. Let's go save Weiss.
So bad. Oh my god, yeah. So I feel like that's gonna happen too. Something similar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Looking forward to what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah, what's going on?
Point, I don't know what's gonna
happen. Only 3 episodes left. Something's gotta happen.
Right. Alright, next we have Harem's Labyrinth episodes 6 and 7.
You say episodes 6 and 7, but at this point they're all kind of blending together for me. So it's like I can't. It all feels like one extended episode.
Right, because it's just more of him. The same old, same. I don't hate it. It's just.
It's very formulaic. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
It's extraordinarily formulaic. Like, they go do the labyrinth thing, little labyrinth hunting. They
find out something new.
Find out some new mechanic of the game. then they either have sex or something
something
happens.
Yes, have sex or something bandits.
Yeah, it's either sex or bandits. And it seems to alternate between the episodes. Like even number of episodes is bandits, odd number of episodes is sex. So yeah, I mean at least it wasn't bad. I do love the mechanics, like again, with all the thought that's put into like, oh, I can become this class and then learn magic spells by doing this.
At this point, I feel like they're gonna have season 2 is just gonna be dedicated to the actual plot.
Probably.
Season 1 is just them
literally fucking around.
Yeah, and season 2 is just gonna be like, okay, let's actually get more girls for the harem, the actual harem.
One part I did find hilarious is when in the beginning of episode 7, when they're like defending the guy's mansion or whatever, and then the bandit goes into the room, and this idiot's like, "All right, this is the perfect time to test the skill."
Cast magic, right?
Like, I don't know what it does. Let's see what it does.
You're like, look at this magic. Go to the exchange, and the guy's just like, all
explodes.
Pulp, bloody pulp. Like, jeez. And then the guy comes in, and it's like, what happened here?
He's like,
why are you like super exhausted? And there's like an exploded body in my room.
And he's like, and then the guy's like, oh, that bandit must have used a suicide ball or whatever, suicide orb.
Right, and they're like, yes, that.
Like, what?
That is the reason
I love that thought process. Like, what did they do? They just ran into this room and killed themselves.
They thought they were clearly cornered and blew themselves up.
Good thing I had this, suicide orb on me.
Right. So you couldn't get their hand.
Yeah.
And get that whatchamacallit. Get that
reward. Yeah, a couple pieces of gold or whatever. Like, it reminds me of like you walk into a room, like cops walk into a room and they see like 5 dead bodies and you holding a knife, and they're like, "Officer, I can't believe it. I walked in here and these guys all just killed themselves simultaneously." And they gave me this knife right before they did it. That checks out your...
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, checks out your free
poor thing must be so traumatized.
Yeah, go take a bath. We got this, sir.
They take you to the station and give you a blanket and some hot chocolate. Yeah. Are you hungry?
I can't believe you just witnessed a quintuple suicide.
Yes. Let's take you to Burger King.
Yeah.
You know what the sad part is?
What?
I was gonna say, I just realized, no, they also take murderers to Burger King.
True.
So yeah, that was very silly. And then yeah, all of episode 7 was just like, let's discover what magic is and how it works.
Let's cheat the system by warping to different locations.
Essentially. Yeah, they don't really do too much about when it comes to the dungeon. They're like, hey, here's this world boss. Let's kill this world boss. And then they kill some kobolds, which are just, I don't know,
Chucky dolls with fucking knives.
That too. And then he was like, oh, these things look kind of human. I don't know if I could have killed them before. I'm like, bitch.
But you killed so many people in such worse ways.
Right. Like, oh, I don't know if I could have killed them, and yet you sliced the dude's neck off in episode 1. Like, this is like some weird deformed creature coming at me with a knife.
This is literal. This is the only time you should be able to kill something that looks human. Like, literal self-defense.
Like, girl, I am taking my sword and slicing you in half. Also, we found out he's randomly like level 20 already. Like, what kind of EXP boost? Are you holding the lucky egg?
I think so. I think he just has the lucky egg pre-order item.
Did you kill Oblissy and take? I assume you killed everything else.
Don't chill. And it sleeps, slitting its throat.
Right, Blissys. Like, so yeah, that's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, I do like that the dungeon, like, all right, so I do like that things happen in the dungeon where it's like you go to different levels and there's new creatures and stuff. I like that part. I don't like that every fucking level in the dungeon looks exactly the same. I feel like that's extremely lazy. like at least change the color of the walls or something. Like they all look like the same area. Like if I was playing this game, I'd be like, "Fuck this game! This game is redundant."
Actually, my complaint is I feel like because obviously they're just making this dude Deus Ex Machina. I don't know. It's just like it's not as like I like that they had struggle at the beginning, and now I feel like the curve is getting less steep.
Oh well,
and
he's just grinding
just
up
chilling.
now, so he's just like, yeah, I can get all these OP abilities and shit.
And now he's just one-shotting half shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, hi, this is how, this is the story of how Ainz was born or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like,
On a side note,
getting a little.
The sex scenes are still really good.
Yeah, but what very, very little. Because best believe I skipped through that. I was like, yeah, this looks like hentai. This looks like hentai, I guess. Yeah.
Listen, I just have to mention it because I know that's like 99% of the people watching the show are watching it. I feel like we're the only ones covering this show not talking about the sex scenes.
Right.
Which makes us unique. I like that.
I mean, I have a little more faith in the anime community.
No.
That they're gonna talk about more.
There's no one talking. I don't think anyone else is covering this show and talking about the dungeon and the art and the. They're just like, so yeah, Roxanne got nailed today. This episode.
I feel like they're talking about probably a little bit more than we are. I'll give them that, just a little bit more. But I feel like they're covering the other things that happen that aren't related to Roxanne's breasts.
They all just skip to like the 20-minute mark and just go to the 1-minute sex scene at the end of the episode.
Yep, and they're like, "Oh, that
was a great episode."
So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. At this point, I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah, this is just like a relaxation. It's just a casual turn your brain off and just watch something happening on screen, which is why I just like watch it while I'm farming, and I like that. Just like, take my mind off of it.
I might start doing the same.
It's honestly super chill to watch while you're doing something else. Listen,
yeah,
you'll enjoy it much more when you're not focusing super hard on it.
Damn,
it's not like you need to focus on it hard anyway.
All right. Well, I think that's going to end our weekly reviews. And this week we have a filler arc, but it's not me. It's not me. Oni wants to tell us about a certain anime, apparently.
So, I've been watching, I think this is the only show I'm watching outside of the stuff that we're covering on the podcast this year, or this season. But I've been watching Call of the Night, aka... What's the Japanese name? It's like Yoshifuku. Yeah, that one.
Is Yofukashi?
Yeah, Yofukashi.
Okay, how's that?
So it's interesting. So basically, it's like I'm kind of glad we're not covering it because it's very slice of lifey, but it's very, very interesting. So I thought it was going to be a horror at first because it's vampires and the trailer looks kind of horror-y and it's listed as psychological. But it's actually...
Really? For me, it's listed as a comedy.
Well, it's listed as both for me. It's comedy, psychological. So the first episode was... Or like the basic premise is high school kid is just like, normal, typical high school, listless, doesn't know what to do with his life, and he's just wandering the streets. What is interesting is immediately in episode 1, he gets confessed to by some girl who likes him, and he shoots her down. But not because, like, he doesn't, like, find her attractive or whatever. Well, I guess he kind of doesn't. But the interesting concept is he's somewhat asexual, which is not something I've seen really done in anime. Like, he doesn't really find... He's not attracted to women.
I feel like I saw the first episode, because that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he's not, like, he's not attracted to women or men. Like, he's just chill. So, he ends up running into the vampire girl, figuring out she's a vampire through a series of sequences. And her thing is that she's all chill about, like, she's really lewd. She's basically a lewder version of Marin. She's, like, super high energy and chaotic, and she just loves making sex jokes and talking about sex. However, she cannot talk about romance and can't stand romance. So the guy is all about romance and not sex, and she's all about sex and not romance. And the only way to become a vampire in this world is you have to fall in love with a vampire who drinks your blood.
Wait, you said he's into romance?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he's not.
Well, he needs to, like, he's trying to romance. Well, so it's double-sided. Like, he wants to be a vampire, so he's trying to find out more about romance and love to fall for it. But he's also not super sexually. Well, he didn't start off sexually attracted to her, but now that he's falling more and more in love with her, he's starting to get more attracted to her. So it's following that.
Right. I was gonna say maybe instead of ace, maybe he's giving more demisexual.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that spectrum. It's not super clear, but he's definitely not just like super heterosexual, super horny Japanese high school teenager that we normally see.
Right.
So I feel like that dynamic's interesting, and it's basically them just goofing around. And the main thing that's hilarious is they keep using blood sucking as like a euphemism for sex. But like in a super meta fourth wall breaking kind. So basically, any conversation that involves sex, they'll just like insert blood sucking. So there's like a scene in the second episode where he's looking for her and he can't find her, and he eventually finds her. And he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, just looking for some guys to suck off." And then he's just like, "Oh, you just suck anyone's blood? I was just like a one night stand for you." And they just have like this whole relationship dynamic, and he's just like, "Oh my god! I wonder how many other people's blood she sucked before she sucked my blood."
Wow, that's kind of great.
It is. And then like they meet some other girl, and then she like brings her over, and she's like, "All right, I want to have like a 3-way blood sucking, or I want to suck your blood while she watches me suck your blood."
Oh my god.
So it's a really fun, silly, different type of romance, and it has really good visuals and music.
Alright, so definitely on my to watch list.
If you like funny, unique romances, I recommend it. Plus the girl's a lot like Marin, so people will really love her.
Right. Shit, I just lost my tab. I was trying to copy and paste it. So I'll watch it for later. On the other hand, I didn't piggyback on it, and I won't. I feel like because I don't even want to give it away. Oni, and I feel like we done fucked up last season.
What's up?
We fucked up with an anime that haunted us because we were just like, wow, this looks like it's gonna be very. It looks like it's gonna be amazing. And that is indeed Summertime Render.
Oh, you watching it?
Yes.
How is it? It was amazing.
Oni, we fucked up. Oni, we. Oh wait, apparently it's not done.
No, it's still ongoing. Yeah.
Oh, Oni, we fucked up. Because it's like I don't want to go into too much detail. Even if I feel like I go into too much detail, I feel like there's still so much going on. Imagine Higurashi, but good pacing.
I feel like that's shade at Higurashi, but okay.
I'm sorry, I love Higurashi. The pacing's not that great. It's like slice of life 4x on episodes. This anime is like, no, we're trying to get this done in one shot. Let's go. I feel like I never get to see that. And you know, I'll even extend that shade and throw it to ReZero. I'll what's another one where they keep it starting the same day? Steins Gate, sure. Even Steins Gate. Even though Steins Gate's a great anime. It's just a great anime. This anime just doesn't. And like I said, it's just so well paced. Nothing feels it's just, yeah. It's just imagine if Higurashi just happened, but without the filler, without all that slice of life.
So what you're telling me is it's even better than Shield Hero Season 2, which we did cover.
The way I'm just like, if I go back in time, I just be like, Oni, Trust me. We gotta drop it, bro. We gotta
yeah. We really should be more proactive with dropping stuff. I don't know. I feel like we should have that one a season thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna use our drop card after 3 episodes and just like switch to something that's better.
Agreed.
Because there's always one show that we fuck up on where it's like we end up watching something garbage.
I wanted to do that for whatchamacallit. And I wanted to pick up Thunder Time Render, but I found my instincts.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept watching Shield Hero for whatever reason we did.
Yeah, it was horrible.
This anime is so good. First of all, everyone's it's on an island.
Mm.
So I like the island setting. That's what reminds me of Higurashi so much. And everyone's talking like a country bumpkin.
Oh, great! I really like it then.
And the main character, I really love the design of the main character. He looks very different from most main characters. You know, even though he does have black hair, but that I feel like that's where it ends. Like just on so many different levels. Like and still I feel like people can argue that the whole slice of life thing is like build connections with the characters to an extent. And I feel like I've watched this and I'm already feel bonded to all of them. Because, you know, just from each time something happens, you get to just see another perspective and more characters being fleshed out, and it's just so great. The whole shadow thing, like, oh man, it's just so cool. Like it just feels very Higurashi, very Umineko. But if you just don't want all that fluff, and it's the characters grow on you. Everyone has their cool moments to a certain extent. The mystery behind what happened to the girl who dies, Ushio, the blonde girl. Wild. And what a ride. Also very heartbreaking. Like it's just really good. It's very, very good. I'm not done with it. It's so good. I couldn't even wait for it to be finished to be like, oh my god, guys, check this out. This cool anime, Summertime Render. I had to tell y'all now to start watching. Like I watched it with one of my friends, and the urge that I had to fight. I had to fight the urge to just watch it all on my own and just finish it to the end. I had to fight it so hard. You don't understand. Like I want this. Yeah. I really love this anime. Everyone should watch Summertime Render if they can. Like it's just such a good anime and such a good cast of characters and just yeah.
I will check it out.
Please do.
Add it to my list.
I feel like only you will love it.
I feel like I will. I've seen a few screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it, and I still do like that. There are those moments of like, all right, we're not going straight to like kill, murder.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know, we're having those lighthearted moments. And I know from what I'm saying, people can like, oh, it might be a looping anime. There we go. You already spoiled it for us. That doesn't spoil shit, girl. That don't spoil a motherfucking thing. Cause you find that out very soon. So just enjoy the ride. Like I would literally just watch and enjoy the ride. That's all I have to say. about that. So that's gonna end our filler arc, and I think that's gonna end our podcast in general. Oni, would you be there and take us away?
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the Waifu-Eating podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch all the episodes as they go up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and join the party over on our Discord, all linked in the description down below. If you'd like, you can even donate to our Patreon or become a channel member, like all these lovely people on screen right here who make the show possible. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Listen, if a doctor tells you to not do something, listen to them. Listen to them. Even if other people want to tell you otherwise, listen to your doctor.
Always follow proper medical advice. And until next time.
At least above your family members who are not trained.
Unless your family member is a doctor, I guess.
Yes, unless they're a doctor.
And until next time, this has been Soberoni, and
I'll
catch y'all later. Later!
Bye.